Guess that's what happens when someone's scoring, throwing dimes, doing the whole thing. So I get mad too.
All right.
Yeah, matter of fact, we're gonna really touch base on this Hawks defense and just this overall Hawks squad, because this matchup right here, when the Hawks eliminated the Knicks from the Emirates Cup, it really wasn't on Trae Young. We all know Trae Young gets the troll job with the Knicks. He's gonna get the media coverage, but it was this overall team, man. They really played it well. Johnson.
I fuck with the Knicks heavy, bro.
Nah, I know, but right now this is really to highlight this Hawks team, because they're supposed to be in like a complete rebuild, and I think this rebuild is gonna happen a lot faster than we think. They have really good size on this team. Johnson is becoming a really good playmaker, and they could kind of emulate what the Cavs are doing right now, and they could also emulate to somewhat degree the Orlando Magic with the size, man. The Hawks have great size on this team.
It's a big team.
Yeah, so
if you look at what you got, Jalen Johnson, I think even Dyson Daniels is a decent sized player, like pretty big. You have Ricochet. Obviously you got Big O and Clint Capella in the middle. Man, it's a big ass team.
Yeah, so we'll start off with their defense. Like, the Hawks giving the Knicks a lot of issues with their size. See, Brunson is being guarded by Daniels, right? So Trae Young is the weak link, but look at Capella. He sticks on McHale. See, like, look how much the Hawks switch. They're kind of hiding right now. They're hiding Trae. They're trying to put Trae on Josh Hart. Yeah, Trae right here is trying to get to Josh Hart because he's a non-shooter. So see, now we got Cam on Towns, and it's a great closeout right here. And then look who you have underneath for the rebounding. And then you got Daniels also could crash out. The Knicks struggled to get offensive rebounds in this game. Like, it was like a combination of them not getting second chance points, the Hawks' length, and them not matching up too well because they kind of play small. So then you had all of a sudden had guys off the bench. What's his name off the bench? Yeah, DeAndre Hunter had 24 points off the bench. It was him. DeAndre Hunter, he killed them. That's what I'm saying. The size killed the Knicks.
Yeah, the Hawks are a deep team. Like, even Bogdanovich, I know he's gotten a lot older, but even he's a good player.
Mm-hmm. All right, so in transition, look at this closeout by Johnson. He blocks OG. OG's not a small dude, man. OG is not a small dude. And then you have Dyson.
And OG strong as shit.
Yeah, and then you have Dyson right on McHale after that. I'm gonna take a look at it again on this closeout. Look at Johnson. It's a quick closeout, man. Blocks OG. That's what I'm saying. This team is like a little mini. They're like a low key Orlando right here, or like a low key Cleveland.
Yeah.
Cleveland plays.
They're maximizing Trae's talent on this team, man. Like,
yeah, they can actually hide Trae Young now.
Yeah,
they can actually hide Trae Young. I had a friend
tell me that Trae should leave Atlanta. I'm like, dog, like, this Atlanta team is the most Trae Young team you could ever make.
Yeah, now, like, originally when they did that trade and got what's his name from San Antonio,
DeJounte.
Yeah, like that was the wrong way for them to kind of mask Trae Young, because everyone thought like, okay, well, they can get him, they could sort of mask Trae Young, but it didn't work, and now we're seeing it kind of work out for them this way.
Also, you're forcing DeJounte to be like the second option too, right? So how exactly would it work? Like,
correct,
defense and offense, like, you're gonna have some clashes sometimes. Obviously, like, it's hard to play. It's hard to be a true two-way player when you have more of the responsibility of being in the second ball handler and being kind of the off-ball player. So you're running around on offense too. So it makes it a lot tough to really commit to defense.
Correct. Now, right here, we're gonna see the Hawks' length. Like, once again, like, McBride gets a switch right here, but there's no advantage on this switch, which is crazy. There's no advantage. You got Johnson, man, Johnson is fucking huge, man. And he's a low key playmaker. We'll go over it
He's
later
what,
on.
6'10", right?
Yeah, man, his playmaking skills have gotten a lot better. He reminds me of a bigger version of Josh Hart. Imagine Josh Hart was a lot bigger, but you see the way Josh
Yeah.
Hart could penetrate and dish out the ball and get other people easier shots. That's exactly what
But
Johnson does
switch
here.
the color.
Yeah, I should switch the color here. Hold on, give me 1 second.
It blends too much in. Just put red for the Atlanta Hawks. I
Yeah,
guess.
here we go. Yeah, the fucking in-season courts, man. They're all sorts of colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here. Wait, you still can't see? The color is blue.
Okay, now it's blue. Perfect. Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
it's blue now. All right, so even though after the switch, right, there's no real advantage. Like, these guys are huge. And then look at Cam.
Yeah, and that's Deuce McBride, right? With the
Yeah.
ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, Deuce not shooting over anyone.
Yeah, Deuce is not shooting over these guys. And once again, Johnson is just, man, this guy's fucking big. Wait, I don't know why I keep
Look at
calling him
Dyson. He's
Cam.
ready to snatch the ball. Look
Yeah,
at, like, he's ready.
Jalen Johnson is fucking huge, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson with the steal right here. But yeah, he's definitely huge. The Knicks just, at times they're gonna play a little bit too small. And I'm wondering if they should, eventually when they get Mitchell Robinson back, if they should play, a lineup.
The double
with
big
more,
lineups?
yeah, or have Precious in there. Precious could hold his own against some of these guys with their
How's
length.
Precious been this season?
He's been all right. The sample size is not really that big because he literally just got back, but he can pass out of the short roll. He could defend multiple positions. He's kind of what you
He's
want.
a hustle player. Yeah.
He's not really gonna kill you with the post up scoring, but he can at least make decisions in the short roll.
He's not a stat player, you know what I mean?
No, he's not a stat player, but he's gonna set you good screens. He's gonna grab rebounds.
Get your extra possessions.
Yeah, and then he's gonna close out on defenders. He's gonna when teams try to get switches, it's not really gonna affect him too much because he can guard, basically almost every position on the floor. He's fast enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Because I know this is his third team, so he's probably gonna go for like a cheap contract eventually.
yeah, the Knicks kind of gave him a cheap contract here.
Yeah, that makes sense because he's coming off what, Miami and Toronto.
Correct. The length is really what's bothering the Hawks. You see, they're trying to pick at Trae Young right here. They're trying to get the switch on Cat, but then look who they have to close out.
That's Hunter.
Yeah, DeAndre Hunter's in there. So now Cat, he gets stripped by Dyson Daniels. See, like the length, the size is fucking really bothering the Knicks in this game.
And Hunter lays off of Josh Hart because Josh Hart's not really a shooter, right?
Yeah, he's not really a
You
shooter.
can cut off the cut by OG.
Mm-hmm. And DeAndre Hunter also has he has some nice girth to him, so he can keep up with certain guys.
The Sox team is young. I think Hunter was drafted 2019, so he's only like 24, 25. Dyson's young. Jalen is like 23, 22. Even Trae is only 26. This is a very young team. 2019 draft, I assume like 25, 26, Trae got to be around that age. And then you obviously DeAndre Hunter, he's in 2019 draft. So I think he probably should be like 24. 24 years old, 24, 25 range.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think the Hawks kind of jumped the rebuild a lot more, and it's not really getting talked about too much.
Oh no, Hunter's 27.
They should be in a nice position probably by next season.
Hunter is 27. So, what year was draft age? So I assume he got drafted a lot older. Oh, he was 21 years old when he got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
But 27, so he's entering his prime. So there's a young team we're talking about. The oldest quote unquote young talent is DeAndre Hunter with 24, and he's coming off the bench.
So here's some more lockdown defense by the Hawks right here. Of course they got Dyson on Brunson, and just no matter where they go, the Knicks are sort of in no man's land. See, even after the closeout, Trae Young tries to hedge right here. He misses. But they got guys, man. They got guys. Like, you got Dyson on the chase down. There's like really nowhere to go. See, Kongu, he's right there to contest. Like, there's really nowhere for these guys to go. And yeah, I mean, just
And they could crash on like Mikal right now has this like breathing room, but they could crash on him easy right there.
yeah, I'm gonna stay with the same possession right here.
Yeah,
And it's just
yeah. You could tell the Knicks missed Mitchell Robinson big time.
yeah, OG man, right here. This is a great contest.
Because imagine if Carl could like full time stretch the floor, it'd be a lot harder for Atlanta to kind of use like their length.
Mm-hmm. And one more time, OG, when he gets this kind of dribble handoff from Precious, like, look when he goes in. Look at Dyson. Dyson with the reach. Like, there's
Dyson
a lot
and
of fucking
Kongu with
size.
a good
Like,
close off. Yeah.
There's just a lot. And then, yeah, Kongu just keeps up with him. Like, this is a
But like,
real...
look how they force Jalen to kind of change his body.
Yeah. And the Knicks
Like,
really got a tough shot.
Anymore.
The Knicks really got a tough shot, man, and at the very last second. I mean, look at the shot clock right here with OG taking this tough contested shot after almost getting stripped.
Yeah, like, they didn't give a shit about Jalen due to time anymore.
Yeah, and this is the part about this game because Trae Young, he took 22 shots and scored 22 points, but they kind of emphasized on him, like, because, you know, it kind of looks sexy with him trolling the Knicks, but what really was the sexy part was the Hawks' overall team chemistry, team defense, the playmaking from Johnson.
Offense sells tickets. Offense sells tickets.
Yeah, but he was shit. 22 points on 22 shots.
Yeah, I agree he was shit, but like, bro, like, you know, like the average fan, you're not gonna sell them their defensive fucking possessions of Dyson Daniels and Okongwu. You know, you're just gonna sell them like Trae Young rolling the dice. But I know what you mean. Like, the credit should go to the defense. The Hawks overall, they're just a good defensive team. That's why I don't get, like, that's why I don't really sleep on the Hawks. Like, with how weak the East is, right? Mm-hmm. Besides Boston and, like, New York, right? Like, these teams can go from anywhere. We saw the Bucks have, like, a dog shit record to not being, like, one of the competitive teams in the span of, what, a month and a half. So the East is much more open than we think. Even, like, Philadelphia has a chance to kind of rise up because of how open the East is, you know?
True. The East is kind of going through a transition. I would say the top of the Eastern Conference is going through a transition that they weren't going through before, because the East has always kind of been not as good, but it was more in the middle tier to the bottom. It wasn't the top, because remember, we had the Celtics, we had Giannis when they were healthy, we had the 76ers when they were healthy, but now all these teams have kind of, well, Giannis in a way is kind of rising back up through the ranks. But you know, there's been a shift in the Eastern Conference a little bit.
I have to give Cleveland their flowers. They've been consistent being top seed.
They've been in the middle pack, because remember last year they regressed off of that elimination that they were coming off of.
Well, they tanked last year.
Knicks.
Like, they tanked last year at the end of the season.
They just had a lot of injuries.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking at the end of the season, they made sure they tanked a little bit. Because they wanted to match up against Orlando.
Yeah, but just going back more to the Hawks offense right here. Now, Dyson Daniels, of course, is on Brunson. Great navigating through these screens. Look at the length of... Damn, Cam Johnson's really a fucking problem. Nice closeout by Zaccharie. Look at the Hawks defense.
Cam Johnson?
Yeah, look at the Hawks defense, man. Shot clock violation, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they really fucked the Knicks up in this game.
Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson. My bad. I don't know why I keep calling him that. Yeah, Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, bro. We have a lot of Johnsons in the NBA.
Yeah, there's a lot, and there's a lot of Jalen's. Holy shit.
Yeah, that too.
There's a lot of fucking Jalen's.
I mean, there's two sharing the court right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking Jalen's.
Yeah.
But yeah, another possession where the Knicks just, the shot clock basically expiring, them struggling to get something off. Yeah, like I said, I want to give the Hawks team overall credit because I think the Trae Young celebration at the Garden was a little bit too
Yeah.
overblown because he's really celebrating again 22 points on 22 shots, but
Yeah.
overall
The Hawks are just
this Hawks team
they're
was,
just not a
was
sexy
solid.
team. They're just not a sexy team in franchise, so people don't like pay much real estate to them, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
But they're coached pretty well. I like Quinn Snyder as a coach. Like I'm a big fan of Quinn Snyder as a head coach. I liked him in Utah, and I like him here.
So yeah, this is a great pass by Mikal Johnson underneath the hoop. Man, we rarely see OG. And yeah, the Knicks got to fight for every little thing that they get in this game. Like they had to fight for every little bucket. Like Jalen Johnson's a fucking problem, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man, he's the Megatron version of Josh Hart.
yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, like even on the offensive end. Like I'm looking at Josh Hart right now on the screen. He's much smaller. They have the same attributes, man. Relentless, just relentless defense, and on offense, they setting things up for other players, and they both can't really shoot. All right, so now with Brunson, look when he attacks. Yo, they close out his attacking lane so fucking fast. Dyson, Capella, and Zaccharie, they all close out, and they're taking advantage of Josh Hart being right here in the corner. Maybe Josh should have he should have backdoor real quick.
Yeah,
They trapped Brunson real fast, but that's not even the craziest part. Now,
even the
Cat,
backdoor cuts from these clips, it hasn't really worked out for the Knicks. And it's like
nah,
the OG backdoor cut.
yeah, because you know what, this team is really big, but Cat right here, because he's such a 3-point threat, he normally will pull up and just take this shot, but that's why Capella closed out so hard. But now Cat, the good thing about him, he goes downhill crazy. But look, once he goes downhill, look Dyson is already blocking his attacking lane already.
Yeah,
But against the Bucks, man, he killed Brook Lopez like this. He's killed other centers throughout the season.
you're more slow-footed, bro.
Yeah, they're much slow footed.
Like Brook is more slow-footed.
Yeah, like Vooch in Chicago, Cat killed him. A lot of centers Cat has gone up against. The one in Phoenix, what's his name? Nurk.
New Nurkic.
Yeah, he killed them the same way. But look, the Hawks. This is
The
why
Hawks are just long wings.
Yeah.
You know, they can catch up on
and
speed.
this is why we have to watch this fucking team, because it's like, wow, like this rebuild, it might really go their way. Trae Young might not have to go anywhere.
No, I always thought it
anywhere.
was stupid. I always thought it was like the only reason why I ever entertained a Trae Young deal is like this DeJounte Murray thing didn't work out, and I think the Hawks they didn't beat a dying animal. They said, yeah, okay, it's not working. Like,
Nah, you're 100% right. But yeah, we're gonna go right back to the film here. All right, so Cat now is gonna attack like he normally does, going downhill. But look who meets him right there. And look at Jalen Johnson, man. Look at Jalen Johnson. And you got Capella. But look at Jalen. Sheesh. Like, that's one hell of a contest. And that's normally a play that Towns this season, he's been killing other centers with. He's been killing other centers with that exact play. Because remember, that's Capella earlier in the play closing out on Towns real hard, preventing him from shooting the three. And that's when Towns normally goes downhill and starts dunking on guys. And that's when we've seen this season Towns with all these celebrations, talking his shit, showing more personality.
Bodega Cat.
Yeah, but right there, they didn't allow for that to happen because of Zaccharie, Rozier, Dyson Daniels, Capella, and Jalen Johnson. This is a different Hawks fucking team, man. Like, what do you think?
I think that's why they also drafted like Risacher. Like, I think a lot of people like they didn't care or they didn't know the weight of his draft, or they wanted Sar. But this is why they drafted him. They didn't draft him to be an offensive player.
No, they definitely did not.
No, he just needs to be an off-ball player.
And this is all outside of Dyson Daniels being a lockdown on ball, a
Yeah.
lockdown point of attack defender. Like Brunson coming off this screen, he's meeting one-on-one with DeAndre Hunter, right?
Yes.
And then, yeah, Mikal kind of got a good shot off here. Still got contested, but this right here was the Knicks' problem. Grabbing offensive boards, like timely offensive boards during this game. They could not get shit. The Hawks were just all over it. Look at that. Look at all those players underneath the hoops. Like the Knicks, another problem for them this season is gonna be because last year they had Mitch grabbing all those offensive boards.
Yeah.
Who else besides OG and Josh Hart fights down low? That's the only thing when you sacrifice and you get so much finesse with guys like Bridges and Brunson and Towns. There's not too many guys down low that's gonna be fighting for boards.
Yeah, they're gonna miss like Hartenstein and Randall big time.
Oh, for sure. Especially Hartenstein. He was the one
Yeah.
getting them the boards. We'll see what happens when Mitchell Robinson makes the return.
I think Mitchell Robinson will be a lot more healthier coming off the bench.
Now, what do you think about Dyson Daniels this season?
He's good, man.
Yeah. Point of
But I
hit.
think
Mm-hmm.
I know like we shit on the Pelicans a lot, but their scouting team is pretty like their scouting team's on point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like they know how to draft.
Yeah, for sure. You were the first one to say, hey, I think the Hawks won that trade for DeJounte Murray when they traded him to the Pelicans. Actually, you was the first one to call it out. He was like, I think the Hawks won that trade.
Yeah, I think
because a lot of people were focused on the DeJounte Murray part.
Yeah, they were focused on DeJounte and Zion.
Yeah,
but
but Dyson Daniels was really the gem of that trade. But I don't fault the Pelicans for giving him up. They have too many guys that are the same.
Yeah, you kind of have to play Jordan Hawkins. You have to play other younger guys off the bench. You got Herb Jones. So you kind of have a lot of players that kind of do similar things to Dyson Daniels. And I think Herb Jones is a better version of Dyson Daniels. So it doesn't hurt to trade him.
Nope. And right here, as we see Brunson in transition, Dyson kind of... Ooh, sheesh. Dyson and Zaccharie.
Yeah.
Yo, and then look who grabs the board, Johnson. Sheesh, man, I'm telling you.
Even like backtrack on even the New Orleans, I never have a criticism with how they built their team. It's just the health.
So you don't have no criticism on how they built their team? 'Cause I felt like that trade that they made with the Lakers, they should have dumped some of those assets faster, man. They should have dumped some of them.
They should have dumped Lonzo a lot sooner. I think they probably should have kept Hart because Hart was liked by the organization. Also, the Steven Adams, there was moves they made bad, right? Don't get me wrong, but I think overall, I don't really have the harsh criticism of them,
Yeah, you don't. That's interesting. Yeah, man, I feel like I still do because I feel like they suffer from what most teams like them suffer from, which is the best available. Let's keep drafting the best available. Hey, we traded AD. We just got these guys that are all first round picks. But it's just they just got the best available. They should have made moves with those. Once they made the trade with the Lakers, got rid of AD, let's flip these picks again. The same way you seen the who flipped the Portland Trailblazers. You see how quickly they flipped Drew Holiday?
Yeah, Dame Holiday, and then they became what was it? Brogdon and Robert Williams.
Exactly.
And also my criticism of the Pelicans, right, is the coaching. I think the Pelicans, how they handle coaching with Alvin Gentry, then you go from Van Gundy for a season, now you go with what's the dude's name and the current coach?
Chauncey Billups.
No, I'm talking Pelicans. Their current coaches.
Oh yeah, nah, I don't even know. Man, that team is all over the place. I know you're talking about
Willie Green.
Yeah. He did a good job. I think he did a good job, but I just think that franchise has no direction.
Yeah, it's a directionless franchise.
Yeah, he's not the GM. He's not the GM of that
Yeah.
team.
No, it's the guy who won with Cleveland. And then
Oh
David
yeah, yeah.
Griffin.
You know what? I still think the NBA somewhat still has control of that team. Because remember, the Pelicans, they had the original GM that did not want to make that Anthony Davis trade. Just because Anthony
Yeah.
Davis wanted to leave. And then
Dell Dims.
yeah, and then all of a sudden this dude got appointed, and all of a sudden the Anthony Davis trade was a green light. I just think,
Yeah.
you know, the NBA, they still have their hands tied with the Pelicans. Because remember,
Yeah, I mean, dude, I
the
don't think
family
the
that
Saints
bought
were
it,
just gonna.
the family that
Yeah.
bought it, they were kind of, I don't want to say they were forced to buy it, but it's almost like the NBA begged them to buy it.
Yeah, because they're the most influential family in that city.
Yeah, so it was like,
Yeah.
you know, it's always the Pelicans. I kind of look at it like an NBA G League team that happened to be in the NBA. Like,
Well, also the thing
my
is
bad,
like
my
the
bad, not the
owners.
team, a G League franchise. I should say that.
Yeah. The owners of the New Orleans market is good. Also, the owners care more about the Saints because Saints are cash cow. Well,
True.
I think New Orleans is a good city for basketball. I do, but I just think like we just need to like give it more of a reason to give a shit about basketball because they care about the NFL. They care about their college sports.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if you put an owner like Steve Ballmer down there, I think the program would have looked a lot different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just is a sports market that's just desperate for like a couple of consistent years of basketball.
Mm-hmm. But going back to Dyson Daniels again,
Yeah.
like just look at him on Brunson. Yo, Dyson is all over the fucking place, man. Another shot clock violation. That's what I said. None of this was sexy to talk about. You know, they focused on Trae Young a little bit too much, but it was this overall Hawks team, man. It's a different fucking identity, man.
No, the way he was able to control his body on the defensive end, man.
Yeah, it's
While he's
crazy,
in the
right?
air. Yeah.
They really made Brunson work for everything. Look at Dyson just
Yeah.
chasing him. Like, this is a tough and one, but that's how hard Brunson had to work the whole fucking night. Yeah, right here, Brunson has nowhere to go. Like on these switches, now he's right on DeAndre Hunter. Look at that. He has nowhere to go, man. All his lanes are like closed off. These guys are long as fuck. Pause, but god damn. And Cat with a tough contested shot. Daniels on the closeout. Now these are interesting times for the Hawks. Again, they try to get a switch on Brunson. And just his attacking lanes, like, where is it at? Look at all the guys he has to go up against. These are some big bodies. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, they forced catch an uncomfortable three right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just nowhere to go for Brunson.
Mikel could have done a cut.
Yeah, but you know what? It's like, you know, Cam and Daniels and just for Brunson to get that pass. Like the entry pass is hard as fuck against that kind of perimeter defense.
Big. Yeah. Because you got Jalen, you got Cam just like making it difficult to get that pass off.
Yeah, and DeAndre Hunter also, his rebounding. They caught the Knicks quite a few times with the offensive rebounding because once again, they play so big. And I wish I had the clip saved of Cam Johnson making plays and easier shots for his teammates. He was playmaking. That shit was beautiful, man. I'm telling you, that was really the combination in this game that kind of put the Hawks over the edge. It wasn't Trae Young. And again, it's not really sexy to talk about, but it was really a combination of just their team defense, Cam Johnson making plays as the initial person, you know, attacking with the ball, not Trae Young coming down the court. He just generated different kind of offense for them. And the Knicks really couldn't handle their size. They really could not.